Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2018 Super Mario 64 70-star tournament brought to you by ViGG. It's Darrow hanging out with Badronis today. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm super excited. The second 70-star race that we've had today in this tournament. This one is pretty awesome. I don't know if you checked it out. This is Group A. Which has got some phenomenal runners. You know, you've got Cheese, you've got Drogie, who's in here now, you've got Shansss. You've got some awesome runners in Group A, so definitely a group to look out for.
And Kopitz to round it out. Some people have been calling this the group of death. I think there's quite a few tough groups, but this is definitely one of them.
And, you know, every single runner that has come today has brought something new to the table. We saw earlier between Cartoon Buffoon and D Whatever, Cartoon Buffoon busting out the island hop in the very beginning to try to get a lead over D Whatever. Unfortunately, D Whatever able to secure that W. But we know that it's anybody's game. 70 stars is a rough category. It's that mid-range category, and it goes hard on you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Just there's so many things that can go wrong, so many difficult tricks to nail, and with people like Drogie and Chains, they both have 50s, so if one of them makes some severe errors, they could have a really tough time trying to bring it back.
Now, we're going to see
anything can happen.
We're going to see some slight route deviations. Looks like both runners going to go ahead and elect to do HMC early. So I see CM17, HMC early. I think that's definitely going to play into how this match turns out, because we've seen a lot of folks still running that the newer HMC late. So we're going kind of old school.
Yeah, I think it's kind of nice that they both have chosen a pretty similar route, because then you can kind of tell where they line up. Whereas if one's doing HMC early and one's doing it late, then you don't really know until they touch the tippy door. And I only have like a general sense for how they differ in the kind of upstairs sections in between.
Exactly, and so this, hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of sync between the two runners. We do have Drogie that's going to be in here talking with us before the match. Drogie, how are you doing this evening?
Hi everybody, I'm doing fine.
Awesome.
I've been warming up and I feel confident about this race.
Now, is there anything that you've done that's extra special getting ready for this tournament?
Not really. Basically switching to the new practice ROM for the Apple Drive and just practicing efficiently.
Now, we were talking about that HMC early route. You having the experience that you do, why did you decide to change that up a little bit?
Like, I've never learned HMC late, and for now I think my SL reds are good enough, and I think that it would be quite hard for me to save time, and I would have to learn like all the new castle movement to save like half a second. And right now it's not worth it for me to put the time into learning that. I have a few different construction sites to deal with first.
That's fair. Badronis, do you have anything for Drogie before we get started here?
I don't think so. I'm just ready to go. Good luck.
I am as well. Good luck. Definitely ready to see what these two fantastic runners bring to the table today. Good luck, sir.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty, as we get ready to get started, I do want to talk a little bit about Vi.gg. Vi.gg is this official sponsor for GSA. All of these awesome tournaments going on. All you have to do is hit !bet to learn about it. Super simple, super easy, as long as you're of legal betting age and it's legal in your country. Sign up there. There is a very special deal for GSA and for these tournaments that are going on. Shout out to Vi.gg.
Yeah, it's got to be said, I guess.
Well, I mean, we talked about the other night with all these upsets that are happening. It's really easy to buy a couple extra Taco 12 packs.
Good one. Yeah, you might see some spaghetti dropped as well, so we'll have a whole buffet going on.
Exactly, and it's so interesting watching how the muscle memory kicks in for these runs. How you know, even varying that route a little bit, things that people do every single day in and out, small mistakes can add up big. So essentially what we've seen throughout the entire tournament is the one who makes the least amount of mistakes is the one who wins the race.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. It's so much more difficult to do something consistent like every time than to do it fast once, right?
Right.
So you got 70 stars and probably like I think counted like 67 actual levels that you go through, counting like 100 coins.
Right.
So to nail 67 things in a row is really, really difficult. But it also depends on what the like magnitude of your mistakes are, and like how easily you are able to recover from it, and how much you can minimize the damage.
Drogie rocking the Japanese version on console. Shansss, the keyboard master, playing on MU. We will see a couple extra text boxes because of the Japanese version from Drogie, but Shansss is phenomenal, and a lot of folks don't know that he is playing on keyboard. Something to note as we start this match now.
Yeah, we're gonna get started with it. First thing is obviously lack 2 skip. We'll see if they can both get off to a good start here.
Drogie a little bit faster just because that intro time is faster. Hitting Lakitu skip, both of them in the door fairly quickly. Heading over to Bomb Battlefield.
Yeah, I
that
don't
bomb
expect
clip.
to see island hop from either of them. I don't think there's really any point risking it in this kind of a race. But I mean, it would be a pretty big shock if they did. Okay, it looks like no, it'll just be the standard bomb clip route from both of them.
And that's fair. You know, the hype goes up for sure once you see the runners take that deviation off to the left to go for that island hop. Drogie missing.
That's an
clip.
he hit a chain jump as well. This is gonna be a pretty substantial time loss here in the beginning stage of this game. Wow, Drogie second try, that'll do good. But yeah, he's already off to a bit of a deficit.
Gonna have to make that time up as Shansss heads over to knock out his first slide. Now, I say Shansss 12.7.
I'm gonna say 13-1. He's gonna mess it up a little bit.
Let's see here.
It's also more difficult on keyboard, I assume. Looks like it might be a 13-1. Oh,
Up
so close.
13-2, so close. Very, very close. I assume it would be difficult as well, you know, trying to get those angles correct when you're not using a stick.
Drogie with a 12.6.
Very nice.
Drogie also saying in the chat this is his first ever speedrun with a steel stick, so he's on that hype train, and we'll see how it works out. You know, some people say that the steel stick angles like aren't exactly what they should be, or like they're a bit different than N64.
Right.
So we could see some things where it might just be him doing it how he thinks it should be, but then the controller kind of screws him over. Or it could just be a whole new level of Drogie gameplay. You never know. Shansss going up for Alice. Good fence clip. I don't like this angle at all. Okay, he made it in. I'm pretty surprised. Yeah, that looks very sketchy. Drogie, good stuff as well.
Ooh.
Misses the quick turn, but I think overall that was a bit faster than Shansss.
Now, we talked about Shansss before, being that keyboard warrior, not having the ability to manipulate the camera as easy. And you'll notice some very different angles coming out of Shansss, as we've noticed throughout the last couple of tournaments that he has run through. Definitely makes it more difficult to line up some of these strats, these more difficult strats.
Yeah, I agree. One thing that I noticed early on with how he was doing bomb clip, maybe it was just an accident, but he had to do a really weird angle and then kind of correct it as he was going into the cage. He couldn't actually just have the normal movement that you'd see most N64 players do, because you do have to hold off angles if you don't do a camera turn. So I'm kind of surprised that Shansss actually wouldn't turn the camera there. If you hit C right during your third jump dive, then you kind of have some better notched angles. So yeah, in the meantime, a bit of sloppy 100 coin. Shansss missing the stars. Is he gonna be able to get half cycle anymore? I don't know. Drogie going for the full half cycle skip. He missed 1 coin. Barely making it on there with a jump kick. Good stuff from Drogie. Definitely saving some time over Shansss.
Drogie now heading into the driver's seat with that little bonk that Shansss had. Very
Yeah.
deliberate movement. Drogie knows that he had a little bit of time that he needed to make up for missing bomb clip earlier, and we can see that now as he has a better 100 coin chance bonking. Very
Drogie missed
small.
like 2 coins on the island. He had to get the box at the end. Okay, Drogie wrapping it up with his 100 coin. Star spawns about synced. So yeah, Drogie definitely made up all that time.
You know, interesting fact as well, you have an extra screen there, or an extra text box in the Japanese version as well.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the contributing factors to make English actually faster than Japanese. A lot of people who aren't familiar with this game ask like, oh, why do you run on this version? Or like, I thought you ran on this version, but it turns out
Right.
that was for a different category. So it's not like a massive difference where it will save like 10, 20 seconds, but it's like 2.
I can almost predict that we're going to see this back and forth pretty consistently throughout this 70-star run.
Yeah, I agree. I think Drogie might have some advantages with being able to move more smoothly. Some of the things he specializes in, like flying and swimming, are much harder on keyboard. I can only imagine
Oh, yeah.
like being able to, or trying to fly with only your direct notches, not being able to hold very slight angles, because lots of flying, it's just very like mild adjustments of a joystick. Like you're not extending it all the way at any point, pretty much, in the wing cap at least.
Right. Both grabbing that star, heading out of Womps. Now, we talked about previously your star order in Womps. We're seeing a very similar route from both of these runners, but normally that's all based upon preference. You know, what these guys reset more often, if it's going to be owlless, cannonless. A lot of people like to get 100 coin out of the way. So it's interesting to see that both of these runners are running almost the exact same route.
Like in terms of star order, yeah, I agree. Some people like high level players seem to like do cannonless first. I think it's kind of funny because, like for me, I think cannonless is pretty easy, but it's also like you can never tell if you'll get it. So if they're feeling so comfortable with 100 coin and owlless, like cannonless is like the X factor. It's like, all right, if I'm gonna miss something, it'll be due to chance more than anything. So they actually do cannonless first, which is kind of funny to me. But I'm always on the 100 coin first train because I suck.
What's your prediction for these slides now?
12-7 from Drogie, 12-9 from Shansss. That looks thick from Drogie.
Ooh, 13.3 and 13.1.
Okay, so we're actually seeing a pretty good parity between these two runners. After the sides, going into wing cap. Definitely, Womps, you can see a major lead take hold early on, but it's nice to see them so close.
Drogie getting that lag reduction heading into wing cap. This is what Triforce TK calls the hardest star in the game.
Oh, Shansss misses the reds. Keyboard, yeah, showing its difficulties here. Watch him try to get through these red coins. Drogie's definitely going to make up some time here with this smooth sailing he's throwing off.
Drogie, I don't know if you know.
Oh, he missed one too, yeah.
And he missed it again.
That's
Losing
actually
about
a bit
5
shocking.
seconds or so. Having to go back and get that last red.
Okay, Shansss hit the button without getting the star afterwards, so he had to deal with the text boxes. So just a very minor lead for Drogie here coming out of wing cap. Pretty surprising how that all went down. Maybe
Going
that steel
back-
stick being unfamiliar.
It's truly amazing how going into Dark World, which we already know is very movement intensive, seeing how close these runners are together.
Yeah, we'll see both of them probably try to go for Shig. I don't think there's any reason to go for Zaya, even though I'm sure they're both capable of it.
Definitely wanted to play it a little bit safe. Now, if I'm not mistaken, both of these runners are very evenly matched with low 50s as their PB currently. I don't think that we'll see anything crazy unless you see a large death here at the end of Dark World. Ooh, missing the
missed
red
the
coin.
6th red coin, though. That's something. Shansss fell! Oh my god, he just... That moving kind of cheese block has been called. Oh, Drogie missed the red again. Just red coins slightly out of reach of Mario's hitbox all game, it seems, for Drogie here. but it's not as bad as Shansss, who just took an unfortunate spill off of that moving block before the 6th red coin. Definitely the most precarious part of Dark World, but that block in particular can just screw with your angles. So Shansss with a lot of ground to make up.
Truly amazing watching these runners in Group A. This is currently the Group A group stage of this tournament. If you'd like to check out any of that information, all you have to do is !bracket, select 70-star tournament, and you can see the group meetups.
So Shansss getting through Dark World okay the second try. You can tell like when he has to transition from that middle island to get the red coins number 5 and 6. It's so much more difficult because you want to hold like a little bit to the left of up when you dive, but he actually just has to dive forward and then like hold up left on the rollout. Things that like make you lose speed just having to change Mario's positioning midair. So Drogie on his way to sky jump. Shansss gonna hit this throw just fine.
See, and we've seen time and time again in this tournament that Dark World deaths, depending on how well it affects the runner for the rest of the race, how it's going to affect them later on is how the run's going to go. We saw Super Viper come back with a death on the very last red coin in Dark World and come back for the win the other day. So it's definitely possible. Shansss is nowhere near being out of this race.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We're just still in the early stages. There's so much left to go. Basement especially. And obviously once you get to Tippy, like, you can see elite changes even if someone's like a minute ahead. So we're going to see Shansss go for sky jump here. A little bit different strat than Joey. Manipulating that Mario came to give him some straightforward angles to jump into the box. It's very creative. I kind of like seeing that happen. The way keyboard players have to creatively manipulate the camera for these kind of off angles.
It's something that's different. Drogie showing us how wall kicks truly will work. Grabbing that first star is about a star ahead of Shansss at this point.
Yeah, not a long one, but I would say close to 35 seconds. Just because of stage transition. Drogie grabbing the penguin.
Bad penguin.
Tiger's stream lately. He's doing this really cool strat where you intentionally crouch as you enter like the talking radius. Saves over half a second. It's just one of these crazy things where we're still finding new optimizations in 2018. Shansss getting wall kicks to work. Another creative camera angle. Has to ledge grab. At least he didn't fall though. So both these runners will be doing CCM 17 as you said earlier, but just saying they will not be racing the big penguin. Just gonna get 100 coin with slipslide in the way.
And to me, that's a little bit safer. You know, I don't know about you, but racing with that penguin, the nerves get going sometimes, and you know, it's much easier to hit all of these coins without having to race the penguin. Drogie not getting that safety red.
Yeah, I can say it's very rare, but on occasion the penguin can like body you out of like a pair of coins on the
Right.
Like the part where Drogie's coming up to after this line of 5, you have to slow down so the penguin often passes you at this point, and he can just push you away, and if you didn't grab a safety red, then you just can't do anything because you've already missed too many points on the slide.
Oh, and I'm thinking of penguin race. I was like, man, he doesn't have good enough.
He's good.
But he's good. He'll grab this red and grab the star. Commentator not used to seeing the 100 coin with the regular slide. Shansss following up here. You know what? It seems like it would be much easier. Shansss did miss a coin on that jump, but should still be okay.
Yeah, he's okay. He just has to get all these ones at the end, which are you kind of have to try to miss them, which people often do if you do get a safety red. Ooh, first he wall kick Shansss with quick reactions to get the second one in so he doesn't bonk. That's just kind of funny. Meanwhile, Drogie and BBH, land of double chalupas and big boos.
The land of double chalupas. Shansss having an issue getting the star up here.
So Jogi likes to get the 100 book star first. It's pretty common to see people get Big Boo's balcony before, since it's a bit longer and more complicated. But it is just preference. There's absolutely no reason you have to do a stars in a certain order. In 70 at least.
Alright, we see Drogie heading back up to see one of the big boos, but not necessarily the king boo. We had this debate in our last 70 run. Which one is the king boo? Is it the one with the merry-go-round? Is it the one in the middle of the courtyard? Who knows?
I don't know if any of them are, honestly. They're just all the same. But there are like 3 big boos that you get stars from killing in the stage, which is kind of funny. The ghost hunt, the merry-go-round, and this one on the balcony. I thought Jogi was going to fall off of the slope there for a second. He missed the star.
Drogie.
he just wants to ground pound in place. Okay, Drogi. Shansss meanwhile killing the big boo as well. They're just a bit nerve-wracking.
Alrighty. Drogie, the first to head down to the basement.
So now we have Jogi gonna go catch Mips. He will only be catching Mips once. Same with Shansss, but since Jogi's here first, might as well mention it. Will not be doing HMC late, where you would catch a second Mips to avoid doing SL Reds. But Jogi, he is the master of SL Reds. He's got the single star and like the spreadsheet best time out of anybody.
Drogie going with that swag grab rather than the dive. Very nice.
Yeah, also on Japanese, which means that first Mips is at full speed, you know? If you're on English, like, it might be a bit easier to punch grab the first one since he's going a bit slower. But on Japanese, you know, you gotta be fast.
Right.
Good pillarless from Jogi. First try, no hiccups, doesn't follow Shane. So Shane is not gonna have much room to catch up here, even though he isn't that far behind. He is gonna have to match Jogi's pillarless.
It's all gonna come down to here in Lethal Lava Land at this point. Drogie showing his expertise with that talent star.
Yep, he definitely going up the right side of the pillar there to avoid any RNG that could affect him. Shane's Big Bomb, going for kind of the safe pillarless method that Jogi also opted for. Seeing ground pound narrowly avoided the death pit, but good stuff on the ground pound. Shane's also using that keyboard angle to hold straight forward into the star. It's just a C left and a Mario KMC down.
Drogie finishing up his shifting sandland. I always get really excited for Lethal Lava Land. I feel that it's a game changer for sure in these races because there are so many stars to get. There are strats that if you let the nerves get to you, it's going to affect you, such as Lava Boost. And even trying to manipulate those bullies can kind of be a pain sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. Jogi with a smooth red to start. I also want to mention he did an interesting camera. He didn't actually turn back to get a straight camera angle. He just let the camera stay turned to the right, which made him have to hold like a weird off angle. But I also like have tried that camera and it's like kind of weird, but it just looks cool. I don't know. There's nothing really else to say but that it's cool.
The swag cam, that's what we're gonna call that.
Jogi getting the wing cap star, red hot log rolling.
Very, very fast.
Yeah, not much to say about that. These are kind of the easy stars in LLL. The hard ones are in the volcano, which, depending on your order, you'll do them at the end. Looks like Shansss is going to start with the bullies. It seems like there's kind of 3 pairs of 2. There's 2 volcano stars, 2 bully stars, and then like 2 just random other ones.
Random other ones. Drogie also slipping off. Gonna have to change.
Oh, he got bullied again. This is very dangerous. He's on 3 HP, which means if he gets burned by the lava, he will die. Definitely waiting for the pillars, the rising platforms to surface, because if you mistime a long jump, you kind of ledge grab or get stuck, so he's definitely playing it safe.
Drogie
having a bit of trouble with the bullies.
He did survive the booty bop though, so
I don't know what happened there. I think he just kind of forgot what star he was doing.
he's gonna lose a little bit of time on the movement headed into the volcano.
Picking up that coin indicates he wants to go for lava boost first rather than elevators. I mean, he didn't need it. He picked up 2 coins on the way there. I thought that meant he was going to try to go for a pro lava boost where you only pick up 1 coin. Shane's lava boost as well. Going for the pro method. Successful. 16 star strats. Coming to life in the volcano. Looking pretty nice.
For sure. We're starting to see yet again some sinkage.
Yeah, Drogie is still in the lead though, just by star count. But Shansss has been staying in there. I think he can definitely make up some time here.
Try to manipulate those little bullies. Had a little bit of an issue, but a decent backup to just kick them off the side.
Good movement from Shansss to get the elevator star. I was kind of curious like how you do that on keyboard, but I guess he handles it just fine. You know, always impressive when they can do these kind of strats.
Like a champ. And I've been in quite a few interviews with Shansss where he talks about very nonchalantly how he does it. We look at it as being an amazing feat. If you've ever had a controller go out and you have to play on keyboard for a little while. So what he does truly is something different.
Drogie with a pretty low pole grab. He didn't get the side flip he wanted to. Just a very minor time loss where he had to climb up the pole for about a second. So Drogie finishing up LLL, and Shansss only needs red. So I think he's cut the lead down a little bit from his Death in Dark World.
For sure. Seeing HMC early like we discussed earlier. I'm assuming we'll probably see triple box jump here for both of these runners. Ooh, taking a little bit of a dive.
Yeah, his setup didn't even look good too. Like he seemed very unsure of himself going up for that wall kick, spending a lot of time to run around and set up a position. Going to get Metalhead Mario can move as a backup. That's a good choice. Definitely one of the longer stars in HMC, so not the big problem. Shansss going for Toxic Maze. Okay. So we're probably going to see a route divergence here with Drogie doing THI Reds and Shansss doing Toxic Maze. Not something you see very often in 70 anymore. It's definitely kind of a dated star to have in the route.
Right.
So we're going to see him second try attempt to get it.
Both of these runners going back up for their second attempt. Triple box jump incoming. And he is good right on top of that star. Drogie showing his experience with that.
Have you ever tried the triple jump on the box?
I have, and I die consistently because I hold forward way too much.
Yeah, I have done that too. I think everybody has, but it's not easy.
For the viewers that are watching, you've got a kill zone that's right outside. If you happen to hold forward just a little bit too much, you'll hit that kill zone.
Okay, Shansss with a nice Toxic Maze the second time around. They're pretty much synced. It's got to be HMC again, you know. But here we go.
Here we get some
Drogie's only got what, Rolling Rocks left, maybe? I think that's what. Yeah, okay. Shansss got emergency exit and one more. Oh no. Okay, I'm kind of confused what Shansss is doing. He's kind of going on a round trip of the cavern here.
A little indecisiveness coming from Shansss.
World Tour here. Going for Metalhead Mario can move. Hits a switch. Takes fall damage as well. You can kind of tell, but when you surface, you get your health refilled, so it's not for long.
Fun fact,
so Drogie wrapped up HMC.
I don't know if you knew this. Did you know that you could actually jump out of the water without healing yourself?
Yeah, I did. Actually, the funny thing is, I only saw this like in watching Lunar do nonstop 16 because to kill himself on the sub.
Yes, and we saw that a lot with the nonstop tournament that GSA put on a couple of weeks back. That's a fact that I didn't know. Shansss going for the triple box jump now as well.
Yeah, Bach triple successful. So I think he's lost a bit of time to Drogie, but he made up time during that star at least. So Drogie and DDD, you know,
D
starting with
D
DDD,
D.
Vi.gg, our sponsors. Hello. I'm just messing around, but you know, if you weren't here at the beginning, we are sponsored by ViGG. They're contributing to the prize pool, helping us out at GSA. So you can bet on all our matches with exclamation mark bet in the chat, or you know, if you scroll down on our Twitch page, there's also a panel in the description, I believe. You must
Yes.
be it must be legal in your country, and you must be of age. You know, don't want any shady stuff going on here. Got to keep it clean, but show our sponsors some love.
They are actually sponsoring a ton of things going on with GSA right now. We've got Super Metroid, we've got Mario Kart Double Dash, we've got what you're watching now, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Odyssey. Anything that you could possibly think of to watch is going to be right here, twitch.tv/speedrun.
I was I cannot talk. I'm so sorry. I was curious about Super Metroid because it's not a game I've ever played. So I went and watched like that iconic AGDQ race from 2014, and I think
Yes.
like that's I'm actually more excited about this tournament now. Like even these games that I haven't followed otherwise. What is that from Jogi?
Wow.
He just jumped off of the fin to grab the top like rudder.
Oh,
What is
wow.
that? On the fly improvisation from Jogi the Master.
Excellent. Excellent gameplay.
Oh my god.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I wonder if that was like a glitchy double jump as he fell off of the side, you know. Really
Oh,
weird scenes happening here in the water. Jogi nailing those manta rings, like he's a pro at all these swimming stars. DDD is his level. Like he just put a giant flag of Switzerland in
the
this
giant
crater.
a flag of Switzerland. That is true. I mean, the manta ray rings look very easy when you're watching runners of this caliber going through. The hitbox is kind of strange on it, so you have to go back through. We've seen Cheese do that. We've seen that in the 70-star tournament quite a bit. If you miss a ring, trying to swim back through it, to, especially if it's that last ring, because it can be a pretty large time loss.
Yeah, you could end up chasing the manta for like 30 seconds and it's no fun. And also Jogi, like he wasn't even playing it safe. He was going through like the very corners of the hitbox. You know, he needs to practice this star to do it optimally, and that's exactly what he did. Oh, Jogi narrowly missed the sliding thingies of death. I don't know. People die there all the time.
The slidey thingies of death. I think that's going to be the official term from GSA from now on. I love it.
He almost died again. Like if he, well, he wouldn't have died, but if he had roll out off of the platform there, he would have lost so much time. Okay, Jogi wrapping up Fire Sea with a bonk. I think he might. Okay, I'm not sure about this ending. Pretty slow. At least he's not
Ooh,
dying. He's
playing
still
around with this
struggling to
last
get this
red.
coin. Still struggling.
Giving Shansss
He's
the
gonna get the wall
opportunity
kick.
he needs.
Okay, Jogi gonna wrap it up. Shansss also looking like he wants to get early cycle here. I don't think he can lava boost, but we'll see. Oh wait, no, he must have made a big mistake earlier. I wasn't watching. He's not gonna be able to get early cycle. So Jogi probably still saving time over Shansss. Early cycle does save quite a bit. You know, you see Shansss have to wait a long time for those elevators to rise up and let him get to the ending part. Oh,
How
Shansss takes some room as well.
These matches are always determined after Fire Sea. That's really kind of where the rubber meets the road. Shansss missing that last red coin.
Okay, so you'll recover okay. I think, at least from my experience, when you grab the star like that and you're flying in the air, like you have to be so ready to wall kick as soon as that animation finishes, because if you're caught sleeping, you'll just bonk and lose a ton more time. So I'm glad both of them were able to stay on top of that.
As a reminder, if you're just joining us, both of these runners completed CCM 17 and HMC early, so we will not be seeing either of them going back to get that MIP star after 50.
Yeah, we will also see Jogi do THI red, so it does seem like Shansss is kind of in a deficit, but since he did Talking Maze, that's a whole nother star. that Jogi
Right.
will have to make up, so it's not really what it looks like. We'll know after THI, I think. The routes will sync up because they're both going to do SL Reds.
Drogie falling a little bit to RNG, missing a coin there. But kind of made up for it a little bit there with the Skeeter.
Jogi with a a triple
Wow.
jump wall kick ground pound into the box.
That was
You
beautiful.
don't see that every day or ever really. I think just because of the spacing, usually you want to go for like another dive there in a single jump, but he thought he didn't have enough room. So he just went for a full out triple jump, and I gotta give him credit. That's got some style.
So Drogie is not going to be able to miss another coin here in this 100 coin. Let's see how the RNG of this box comes out as this star spawns. Grab all of them.
Ooh, a rollout. Was that intentional? I don't think so. I highly doubt it, but good awareness from Jogi knowing that you could actually make that with the rollout because I did not know. Okay, that was a bit weird. Jogi like
he crouched and then long jumped. That was
you don't see that very often, but like just a very delayed long jump because you have to hit Z then A. You just hit Z but didn't hit A, I guess. Maybe the steel stick playing up a bit. Shansss missing that wall kick. Very difficult for him on keyboard, I assume, because it is something you kind of want to be able to transition between off angles for. Kind of get shocking arrow lifts and try it again from the start. I think he doesn't want to mess with the backup there.
Drogie going for the same star as well. Have you ever attempted this star just regular, not using the teleport?
When I played it casually, I did, and it was actually kind of one of the more fun stars.
It was.
These like tiny moving platforms. I think part of the thing with SM64 is these things are like so contained in like a small area of the map. It just seems so easy to just like long jump past it all. But
right,
a lot of the level designs are actually very well thought out, and if you wanted to play through with the intended like movement, it's a lot of fun. Shane's playing it pretty safe with this side flip. I think just the way he has to hold on the wall kicks makes it
Ooh.
Okay, yeah.
Drogie taking a little bit of a dive there.
Nice backup. Ground pound's the side of the box too. Drogie is just kind of flexing all over the place. Neither of them doing triple jump wall kick as well. It's worth noting. A very difficult strat. Doesn't save that much time for the top of the town. Saves a little bit more for the elevators.
Incredibly difficult strat. We've seen some very seasoned players struggle with that in this tournament.
Yeah, even people like Liam usually don't.
What?
Jogi exited course. Maybe he realized that he had gotten all the stars in the stage that he needed. I was a bit confused. I didn't say anything. I assumed he must have missed something, but... Oh no, he did. What did he miss? The elevators?
The elevator.
Okay, yeah. So I guess Jogi entered on high water level and then decided that it would be faster to just exit course and start the thing over rather than find one of the switches to lower it.
Drogie losing a little bit of time there. Shan's working on his 100 coin.
Yeah, it's
now.
a bit of a mental slip up for Jogi. I think it's just an honest mistake, but definitely gonna cost him.
Shan's deciding to kick the wall there for good measure. No issues on calling coins for this 100 coin. As he comes up to spawn that secret star. Opting for the side flip, looks like.
Something you also won't see every day is THI Reds. Jogi gonna be going for that now. You saw him enter the big painting to get the big island or the small Mario, whichever kind of way you want to think about it, into the cave.
Now, Triforce, TK, and I had this debate if it's Big Mario or Small Mario, but he made a good point. He said it's called Tiny Huge Island, not Tiny Huge Mario.
That's why I would say it is as well, but...
Definitely up for debate. Chat, let us know what you think for sure. Does Mario get bigger or smaller, or does the island get bigger or smaller?
Okay, so Jogi had good THI Reds. So I think that's definitely saving time over Shans's Toxic Maze, which is kind of the difference between their two routes.
For sure.
So we can see Jogi pick up a little bit there. I think this has still been pretty sketchy for Jogi, at least in Wedge World and such, so Shansss can definitely make up some time elsewhere.
Oh.
Bonking on Secret, so that's unfortunate.
Shansss able to get that clip to slide down for the star just as Drogie is finishing off the top of that mountain there. Did not get the ledge grab. Perfect.
I don't think Drogie got secrets yet either, which is kind of interesting. Usually people want to get that out of the way because it's so difficult. Here he goes. 2 long jumps. Look good. He's got to make that turnaround. Kills the Goomba. Not lag reducing, but it's not easy to do that either. Very smooth from Drogie. That's like very impressive. You take for granted how good these runners are when they do it every time, but you know, it's not easy.
It's tough to be consistent. You can learn a strat, but executing it frame perfect, you know, hitting those inputs the exact same time every single time is incredibly difficult.
So Drogie's only got the piranhas left to do in THI. I'd say this has been a really solid segment for him. No mistakes that I can think of. Shansss is going to do the same thing.
Shansss
This
nipping
race
at
is
his
very
heels.
tight.
Super, super tight. Shansss able to...
Drogie got hit. Oh, okay. They're neck and neck here, exiting THI. This has turned out to be a really close race.
Looks like right now only about 4 to 5 seconds off. Now we're going to see what's going to happen here in TTM. Drogie almost jumping past that toad to grab that star. Shansss giving it the old 1-2 in the face. Give me your star.
I also want to mention Drogie's showing off one of his quote lesser known lag reductions there as he exits the THI door. One of the many things he had in that video, which I can't remember most of them, but I just remember that was one of them. Drogie with the failed wall kick. Okay, he's gonna go get the box here. Has to line himself up properly to do this. That looks good. Should it make it? Yeah. Okay. Not a big deal.
Shansss heading back up.
Yeah, Shansss had to do a bunch of kicks as well to get up the very tall slope.
Now, interesting that Shansss gets the top of the mountain star, because does that not spawn the monkey cage?
It doesn't really matter because he's on emulator, but yeah, theoretically, if you're on N64, you definitely want to get the breathtaking view from Bridge first, because inexplicably that cage causes a ton of lag.
The Cage of Doom, that's what we'll call it here. However, Drogie getting it as well.
Yeah, TTM is one of the scarier stages in 70. Definitely, people like Tago will get on a really good pace and then miss Breezeless or fail something with one of the mountain clip stars, and it's so heartbreaking to watch. But it's just a very difficult level. Drogie with his second try log wall kick here, making it again.
I'm definitely interested in seeing which one of our runners today is going to risk here in this race going for Breezeless.
Yeah, I don't know. Shansss, in the meantime, has had a pretty okay reds. No mistakes to speak of.
Very
Even if
smooth.
it was a little bit slower than some people might do it, but it was definitely something where you want to keep consistency in mind. Drogie using Mario Cam to go up for reds. This is really cool. Speed kick, well, the speed kick double jump dive.
Misses.
This is the first red though. Oh, that's so unfortunate. It's such a cool strat. The speed kick and the rollout to get onto the first mushroom. Ooh, Drogie going for that kind of seamless start kind of rollout. Oh, dude, this is so cool. Drogie's going for all the strats. We're just not working out for him right now. Gotta change the camera here.
Oh, Shansss takes a dive.
Drogie missed another red too.
Drogie misses a red. This is back and forth,
Side flip.
and forth.
Wow. Drogie just went all out. He did the like D whatever single star strat, like in its entirety, but just none of it worked. Shansss has to get this box.
He was able to execute, struggled just a little bit.
I'm gonna guess he's not doing Breezeless, because why would you do it last? But who knows, maybe he is. He is!
Going for Breezeless. Oh, and
who misses the wall kick. No dice on the second try. I actually kind of like the kick. We are synced here as they ride the breeze up by this Chuckya. Drogie getting a faster quick turn. Shansss has to avoid the Chuckya. He actually gets out of its reach though. Jogi with like a 2-second lead exiting TTM. This is neck and neck. Like, even missing Breezes, it actually loses more time than it looks like, and Jogi missed it twice.
Alrighty. Heading
That's
into Snowman's Land.
Jogi?
Interesting. Going for the
Interesting
bully
choice.
first. A little
Nice.
bit different. Most people do the Snowman's Head first. But
Yeah,
that's
Shansss
what we
did pretty
see.
well.
You know, the star order has definitely been different, even though they're running the same routes.
Yeah, Snowman's in, I don't think anything is really star dependent, so you can do it in any order you want. They're gonna both be doing SL reds.
Ooh.
Jogi missing the triple jump here. Second try looks good. That wall kick was a bit sketchy, but it works out just fine. Sides in that star. Shane's doing reds here on the shell.
Trying to get that extra speed rolling down the mountain.
Misses that red. You gotta double back for it.
You know, this always reminds me of watching those nonstop runs, the 70 nonstop runs, where after you get the star, the shell disappears.
Yeah, I was half expecting to see it because, you know, I never see SSL. I keep saying SSL, but I never see that star done like normally anymore. It's always just in nonstop.
Super close race that we have going on by these very evenly matched runners today.
Yeah, other than dying in Dark World, like it's been pretty okay. I guess there have been a couple other like deaths and things, but there hasn't been like any disastrous things from either of them. They just couldn't get over a certain star. Jogi doing SL Reds, his one of his signature stars, I would say. He knows how to ride that shell faster than anybody. Zooming along under the bully platform.
That is amazing. Shan's wrapping up his bullies with that little double bunny hop backwards into a ground pound to grab the star.
I think they both need deep freeze still. Do they need another? I've lost track of the star count. Do you know?
Negative. They should be doing deep freeze, and this should be the last star.
All right. Jogi with another small lead over Shansss. It's really tight right now. I can't actually believe this is so
Super
close.
tight. Headed upstairs to Tippy. Now, this is where all of the runs are determined, is here in Tippy. As we know, any small mistake, any extra jumps, anything like that, you're headed down into nothing between Rainbow Ride and TikTok Clock.
Yeah, I think just some of the ways these stages are constructed is, it just makes falling down so agonizing because you have to watch Mario fall for like 10 seconds before he actually dies. They're so high up in the air. And I'm sure a lot of this is done from a hardware perspective to build the levels vertically, kind of like with the Bowser stages. Jogi with good tricky triangles too. Change going for the kind of non-Mach 2 bounce strat, like you would see in non-stop as well. Gonna go for this pretty precise long jump. Makes it. And yeah, a good cruiser from Shansss.
Grabbing that cruiser star.
Jogi going for a lack 2 bounce. Can he make up the time over Shansss? Every second counts at this point. He gets the bounce. Can he grab the pull, having to spam B, but he gets it. What kind of shove will he do here? Will he keep it comfy, or will he go all out with the wall kicks?
It's definitely a
He
nail
wanted
biter.
to go for the wall kicks.
Oh!
Oh no, he fell! Jogi falling all the way down! That's gonna cost him a ton of time. He's gotta go... Okay, he's gonna go do reds. Oh, that's terrible, Jogi. He had it, you know, but you can never rest in that start. Even once you grab the pull, you think that's the hard part over, but it's not. It's never over. Jogi's gotta go back up and get one of those reds. Things just gone bad to worst for Jogi here.
Oh. Large
Shansss
time
in
loss.
the lead. Jogi fumbling on these reds. This coin maze is full of tricks and turns. Okay.
And
7,
those side flips are
8,
not
and that's
easy.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, just if you side flip into the kind of junction between the wall and the backdrop, like you actually can't wall kick. Oh no, Shansss fell as well. Rainbow Ride is just eating them up right now. He's got to go back and get the pole.
Spaghetti all over the floor, all over everyone's face. What's going on?
I have no answers, Daryl. I have no answers. It's hard. This game's hard.
This game is incredibly hard. Shansss showing his frustration, waiting on the swing to come back up.
Oh!
Bonking in the middle!
Oh no!
Wow!
This is reminiscent of what happened to Para, where I think it was in Bingo or Nonstop, one of our previous tournaments. He got stuck like that in between the end of the swing and where he was trying to get to. It was ridiculous, but he ended up saving it with a wall kick. Shansss was not so lucky this time. Drogie's probably kicking himself over those mistakes, but I think Shansss might have been even more damaging. I don't even know. They were both pretty bad.
Commentators having no clue who's in the lead now. This is insane.
Well, Drogie's in the lead. He only needs this star. Oh no, Shansss dying again.
Shansss.
Rainbow Ride is just... I mean, this is full out reset ride here. Insane scenes here.
Shansss again showing his frustration. Kicking the wall there. Trying to kick it into action.
Both of them gonna do TikTok clock. Drogie entering a time stop. Okay, so... yeah, Shansss is gonna try to triple jump. Okay. He's done with Rainbow Ride at least. TikTok clock is anyone's game. You know, you might think like Shansss blew it, but honestly, Drogie made a ton of mistakes, and this 100 is looking a bit sketchy too. There's so much room to make mistakes and let someone like Shansss make a comeback.
All it takes is one false move in this 100 coin to fall all the way down.
Yeah, Drogie's keeping it together so far.
Shansss will like to go ahead and do reds. Or excuse me,
no, he's doing 100.
He's doing 100 as well.
A bit weird though. Not as smooth of a beginning as Drogie. Drogie also messing up a bit. I think he just missed a coin, which is why he had to go get that box. Oh no, Drogie with the box! He had a bad angle! He's gonna keep falling down. Will he fall off? He's barely saved on the edge there. If he would have fallen off, he probably would have died and lost all of his progress in that star. Like, that would have put Shansss. I cannot believe this. He was that close. Just like a couple pixels away from falling off of the ledge with the chain bonks and just losing it all here. He's barely holding on right now. Shansss is back up at the top of 100 coin. Drogie gonna get this star now. And yeah, Shansss is so close behind him. He's just got to break this box. He's at 89. Okay. Coin did not fall. He's caught up now. There's no difference between them.
Truly amazing. Drogie is incredibly lucky that he didn't hit the wrong angle and bonk just one more time, falling all the way down, and like you said, resetting all of his progress in this 100 coin. That would have given Shansss the opportunity that he needed. Wow. Definitely a nail biter here in TikTok clock, as it usually is. Drogie going ahead and working on those moving stars. Ground pound by accident. Rolling into the cage.
Okay, it was fine. TDC is, I think, just a war of attrition. Like, can you outlast your other opponent here? Can you endure and not make the mistakes that they did? Shansss with a good pin the pendulums as well. I think they might be able to find their stride here in the closing sections of this race, but you never can tell in TTC.
And we've talked about before how you can actually, there's two Drogie missing there. You can, still missing once again, there's two schools of thought of either going all the way to the top and working your way down, or starting from the bottom and working your way up. So I do know that there's two schools of thought for that. Shansss grabbing that roll into the cage star.
Personally, I think top down is superior because, first of all, like, get a hand is probably the easiest of the three. Also, if you end up like taking a death or something, you need to enter at time stop. You know, get a hand is like the fastest. Also, if you miss the time moving triple jump wall kick, get a hand is the quickest backup as opposed to roll in the cage. Even though, like for the second example, they're both not too far apart. You just have to make an extra kind of long jump for roll into the cage. And also, if you miss, like if you get a bad angle of the long jump for rolling into the cage, because it's a bit of an off angle, if you're too far to the left, you'll just fall down into the get a hand like area where you can ledge grab or just wall kick into the star. So I think going top down gives you a lot more room for error. You start kind of from with the more difficult stars, so I think it's definitely the way to go.
For sure.
Jogi wrapping up reds. He needs one more star. I think moving bars is it. Shansss with the first team. Good stuff. So I would say Shansss is in the lead because reds is shorter than moving bars.
This is a very, very nail-biting experience watching these two experienced runners come through.
Okay. Wait. Oh, Jogi didn't have get a hand. Okay, my bad. My bad.
All right.
So Jogi is actually in the lead here. Going into bits, it's probably no more than 15 seconds.
And I think this one's going to come down to throws. That's what we see. We've seen experienced runners kind of mess up the triple jump wall kick towards the end as well. Still anybody's match at this point.
Yeah, honestly, just having it all come down to bits like this is really close. Jogi heading up the staircase. Shane's gonna be right behind him. And I'm sure you've seen as well, but like even in bits, you can just fall multiple times and lose like over a minute, you know? Just having it come down to bits means it is anyone's game. Even if someone's like at the end, they could like get hit by the Goomba and fall off or something, and then we're in for like another nail biter. But Shansss is not even that far behind. Like Jogi is maybe like 12 seconds in the lead.
All right.
Shansss using the camera manipulation for the triple jump. The triple jump dive. Jogi with the left side triple jump walk is successful. That's huge. That'll put him in a good position to get in the pipe before Shansss, making the cycle movement, avoiding the Goomba. All very scary things that can happen. Avoiding the breeze here. I think he's gonna make it in. Okay, Bits has been successful. Shansss in the meantime has gotten his triple jump wall kick.
Wow.
That kick looked very sketchy, but he's up. He made the faster cycle of the two, and it's one throw margin for Drogie to win this race. First one successful.
Drogie hits his first.
He's down to throws now. Drogie 2 for
Number
2.
two.
Can he go 3? This is it. Can he win over Shansss?
No!
Missing very wide here. Shansss gets his first one. This is down 2 throws. Shansss 2 for 2. Bowser taking a long time to get back up there for Drogie. He's get the tail. They're reground in sync. Who's gonna throw first? Drogie launches it. They're both connecting. Drogie with the win.
Drogie pulls it out at the last minute. Phenomenal. Wow. I don't think that we've seen a match this close in this tournament yet.
Wait, actually, Shansss won.
Shansss won with grabbing that star.
No way.
52-48 versus 52-49. Less than a second. We're going to have to go back to the retime for this. Wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say.
I think it was actually just the English text boxes, honestly. Like, just taking longer to scroll through that Bowser text. Like, and avoiding lag, I suppose, but because Drogie did kind of stare down the bomb. Shansss with just a 1 second victory over Drogie. What a race. That's the closest I've ever been a part of. I know there's a closer one that recently happened, but I wasn't watching. That is insane. I can't believe it. We'll probably get the retimers out to verify the actual result of this race. But I think Shansss has just pulled off I don't know. He's pulled off something. He's pulled off something.
Definitely agree. Let's take a look and see if we can get these runners in here. You know, we're looking at the sync now. Shansss is just a little bit ahead. I'm talking fractions of a second.
Someone clip that ending, please.
I mean, that's phenomenal. That's absolutely phenomenal.
What a treat today. You know, it was pretty close the whole time, even with Shansss dying in Dark World. Like, It was never over. There was always opportunities for the lead to change, and it did. It changed so many times throughout this race, and for it all to come down to bits, to throws in such a climactic fashion, just a wonderful display of Super Mario 64 gameplay. And I hope you all enjoyed. Like, what a race you've been treated to.
Truly amazing, absolutely amazing. And that just goes to show this particular group. I noticed Cheese, who is also in Group A, posting his nervousness as seeing these guys and their backups and how they play. I think it's going to be a really good group to look out for. Wow. Alrighty, so
I
looks
don't
like
think we'll have any interviews. Or, no, Drogie's here. Is he? Hello, Drogie?
we don't have Drogie in. However, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for hanging out with us this evening and watching this amazing, amazing race. Special thanks to Vi.GG. Make sure you check them out. !bet. If you would like to bet. Actually, looks like we do have Drogie in here for just a second. Drogie, how did you feel about that run?
Yo, hi everybody. I don't feel too good, obviously. I don't want to blame like a specific thing that I lost by like a tiny bit. I think it came down to being too rusty and to not having enough confidence in my gameplay. I felt like whenever I did a mistake, I didn't really feel like going for a risky backup. I always went for the safe backups, and that's even worse if you're kind of nervous and shaky. So yeah, he deserves to win. I did too many bigger mistakes, and that's it, just because I didn't feel confident once I started like messing up a few long jumps and side flips and speed kicks.
You guys were neck and neck the entire time. It was absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much, Drogie. I'm definitely interested in seeing what you have to bring to the table for the rest of this tournament.
Thank you so much, and congrats, Shansss, GG.
For sure.
Yeah.
Again, Vi.GG. Check out that panel down in the bottom. Got a lot of good action coming up. Mario Kart Double Dash coming up here next. 8:15 tonight is going to be the Super Mario 64 Sax versus Lunar Jump, so make sure you tune in for that. My name is Thero.
I'm Jonas.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight, man.
It was a pleasure as always. Thank you guys. Thanks GSA and Vi for having us. And I hope you'll stick around.
Have a good night, folks.